Hello amazing family, this is Hadija with the Parenting Mindset Shift, the place for parents to bring happiness, joy, confidence and clarity to your parenting journey. And today I want to talk about how we parents bring unhappiness in our parenting journey, and what are the signs that indicate that. I did a video last week about the conversation that I have with my kids about the situation of the things that they do that bring unhappiness to them. And I want to bring the same thing to us parents, because yes, sometimes we think it's we have the intention, no, not the intention, we have the capacity of bringing the blame to others and say that this is the reason we are unhappy, and we need to know that we can actually bring happiness and it's all within us. And I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the 5 signs that I see in the things that we bring unhappiness into our journey. The first one I want to talk about: if you see yourself being in a constant criticism mode. You found yourself frequently criticizing your child, their choices, their action, without offering very constructive feedback. You might be bringing negativity into your parenting. And when I say without offering constructive feedback, I'm not talking about the lecturing way. I'm talking about the having a relationship type of way. And the second sign is the comparison. If you see yourself being in a situation where you always compare, and it can be very subtle sometimes. It can be very, like, we think that we bring a good intention when we say, oh, look at this person, he's so great at his reading, and that would be nice if you can read with him. Those are kind of comparison, and that makes the child feel bad about themselves, because now they feel like they are not enough. And depending on the age, they can even also feel like you prefer the other child over them because they are not as awesome in reading, for instance. So the comparison, if you see yourself always comparing, always, or even like seeing a child the same age doing something different, and then getting frustrated about your child not doing that same thing. Those are the kind of comparison that bring unhappiness into our parenting journey. If we see ourselves do that, let's try to be aware and see what can we make it in a different way so we can bring the result we want. Because it's really about what is the intention and how can we execute the intention that we want and the action that we take to get the result that we desire with our parenting and with our children. And also, another sign is the lack of presence. And again, I know I did a video about that, the physically present but mentally absent. Due to distraction, it can be the phone, the work, any other concern. This is conveying to your child that they are not the priority. This is also a sign that you are bringing unhappiness, because now we have to rethink about the way we can be present to them, with them, and show them that they are a priority. But those elements, pay attention of where you are and how present you are, because this is the reason you feel unhappy or you feel unfulfilled in your parenting journey, because there is all those things. So like I say, I'm talking about the different signs that I want to bring awareness to us, including me, myself, including me, I said, anyway. And I want to hear about the unrealistic expectation. And here I'm not talking about knowing the potential of your child, therefore trying to push and make him understand what are the potential. Those can be done in a conversational way, style. But I'm talking about not being able to see the things as they are today, as they are now, and always be in a mindset of when you're looking at your child and you just only see what it should be, how it should be. And I want to make sure that we And of course, I would love to have your comment on that, because I know that part can be taking away differently, because we may think that I'm not trying to push our kids to be at their best, which is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the unrealistic expectation about the reality of the environment that he can actually grow as we want them to grow and do the things that they want to be accomplished. It's not about the potential. It's about how we deliver those things, how we deliver the expectation, how we present that to them. And is that a way that is actually inspiring and empowering? Because I think we all know that nobody likes to be told what to do. It's all about how we're delivering it with any relationship. So let's try to apply that with our kids, because we would apply that with our children, with our friends, or at workplace. Let's apply the same principle of it's all about how you present the expectation to them so they can go there. But when you have an unrealistic expectation, or when you don't know how to communicate them, that's what a sign of also bringing you unhappiness in your journey. And the last one that I want to talk about, it's not the last one of all, but just the one that I want to talk about today, is the neglecting self-care. And of course, here it's about our own well-being and constantly sacrificing our own needs for our child. It can lead to burnout and resentment and negatively impact our parenting journey and bring unhappiness. You do and you keep on doing without understanding and without having the fulfillment of it. So this is the lack of self-care that needs to be applied. And I know I've been talking about it in my different video of knowing what it is that brings happiness, what it is that full your soul, what it is. So I'm now going to share 5 things that I believe can bring happiness into your parenting, and there are plenty of different ways. I just want to talk about 5 points today so we can just start having those conversations. But I would love for you to share all the different aspects that you do to bring joy to your parenting, to bring happiness to your parenting, because I think it's important for us to be able to raise our children the way we would love the society to be, to first be happy and show them how to. So when I had the conversation with my kids about how we do that, I also have to show that how I take care of myself. So the 5 points that I want to talk about that we need to we want to bring into our life to bring more happiness into our. So number 1, we want to practice mindfulness. I know we talked about it often, but be present with your child when you're spending time together. Put away the distraction, and I'm guilty of it. Truly engage in the moment. I need to be reminded. That's why I'm doing the things I do, because I also need to do the work every day, and I need to be reminded because it's not easy. We have zillion things that we want to do at the same time. And sometimes, yes, it's not easy to be present in every moment, but let's try to be mindful of that, and let's try to be present when the moment is given, because when we have a teenager, sometimes it's not depending on your time, sometimes it's their time, and it's okay. It can be their time, it can be our time. We have to make those sacrifices of when they want to talk about something specific at the moment you were about to go to sleep. Drop it and just listen at this moment. And because it's not something they do every day anyway, and I know that teenagers, they're not going to be doing that every day. So if that's the moment where they decided to be chit-chatty, let's have it in that moment and let's give them the full attention. But again, it's just bringing awareness, and it's a daily practice. It's not just, oh, I got it and I'm going to do it. It's something that you have to remind yourself to do every day. And like I said, I'm guilty of that. I need reminders every day. And I remember I was at this birthday party, and this beautiful mom was asking me, so what would be your advice for today? And then I say, you know what, the one that I applied to myself today is to be present, because my list was long, my to-do list was very long, and here I am at this birthday party and see my son being very happy. and playing and engaging with others and enjoying it. And then he asked me to also play with him, and I just did. And I'm like, I'm having a good time and I want to be present in that moment, because even though my list is long, I'm here physically, so I may as well just be there also emotionally, right? So those are the things that you just need to practice and apply on a daily basis. The second one is also that will bring in happiness. It's embracing imperfection. Understand that neither you nor your child is perfect. Embrace mistakes, but like really embracing them, not making them feel bad about the mistakes that they do. Let them know it's an opportunity to grow, and just embrace imperfection. The third one is positive communication. Instead of focusing solely on criticism, positive feedback and encouragement are important. And I'm not saying once in a blue moon. It needs to be balanced with the different criticism that you do. And we should have some kind of rule. And I know there is a saying, I don't have the specific, but I think it's something like when you say one criticism, it needs to be followed with 7 compliments. And because we know that the human being is taking that one bad review to heart instead of all those 3 compliments that you did that day. So we need to like bombard it to balance it out. So we make sure that the self-esteem is not, thrown into the to make sure that the self-esteem is not touched because of the constant negative aspect, but just making sure that we communicate that in that way. So we want to create an environment where your child feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and concern without being criticized or judged or rolling our eyes because it's so silly and ridiculous, right? And the next one is quality time. Dedicate quality time for bonding with your child and engaging in activity that we both enjoy, that's going to foster emotional connection. And it's I'm guilty of that, because the more they grow, the more difficult it is to have a one-on-one with them. We used to do things in when they were like in middle school. Teenage is very difficult to create this constant one-on-one and not making sure that they don't feel like they're going to be judged or anything. So you create it you have to do it in a different way, in a creative way, and it's just like sitting there and making sure that they know that you're present. But quality time is also an aspect that I feel bring happiness to me. When I spend the one-on-one, when I'm taking the time to just sit there and listen to what they have to say, it does bring happiness. It does, because you feel like, you know what, today I was there, I show up. It was not easy because of the different things that's going on, but hey, I was there. And of course, the last one, it's self-care. Prioritize your own well-being. Take time to yourself. Engage in activity you love. Seek support if you need a support. But show your kids that you do that you have a you time. A time that you want to rejuvenate and you're happy to do that because you're enjoying. Show them how it's done so they can also model that. Remember that parenting is a journey and it has ups and downs, and it's important for us to just show and show how we can balance out the different challenges that we're going through, and we can still bring joy and happiness in any challenges. There is always gentleness in different challenges that we have. You can always see the silver lining in everything. You just need to take a moment and look at it. Look at your child like they are perfect, because they are just as they are, and they just want to see and feel that. Talk to them like you already know that they can accomplish it, not making them feel bad about it. But we need to bring happiness, and all those signs that I mentioned earlier are the things that make us feel unhappy or unfulfilled in our parenting. And of course, there are so many other topics that I can talk about the bringing unhappiness in parenting, because it's also about our purpose in life, how we see ourselves, how we grow, and how we do those things. So those are different topics that I did not mention in this video, because it's we can talk about it in a one specific one. And actually, let me know which one is the one that you want us to develop, know more and see more videos about, because I want to bring the things that will help you to bring joy, clarity, confidence, and peace in your parenting. And I feel like I can share with you my journey in doing that, in bringing that in my life. Like I said, parenting is not easy, but we have ways to bring happiness into it. So this week's shred connection tools is try to pay attention of being aware of the one that you think is the one that brings you unhappiness. What are you doing with your kids? Try to pay attention to that. And let's see what are the solutions that you have to bring you joy in your parenting. And share that in your comments. And please subscribe in the channel. It's going to help us grow, continue growing and sharing those insights with you about the parenting journey and bringing peace, clarity, joy, and confidence in your parenting. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.